Okay, hi. Today I'm going to talk about using Dehumaniser 2 in your music productions to process your vocals. So Dehumaniser 2 is a plugin well known in post-production and games, mainly for using to do very extreme vocal processes like monsters and creatures, characters, things like that. But today we're going to look at using it in your productions, mainly to process your vocals, to give them a really otherworldly effect and to put a unique spin on them. So I've got a vocal here that I've edited down and synced up to tempo from an a cappella take. So let's take a listen without any processing.
Will I be the one you hold? He said it heard me singing at the Blue Rose some nights ago, but felt too shy to say hello.
Okay, so I've added in a couple of other simple elements into the track. I've got some bass, some organ, and just a simple beat. And I've used just stock elements from Ableton's collection to do this.
Will I be the one you hold? He said it heard me singing at the Blue Rose some nights ago.
Okay, so there's our track. We're going to use Dehumaniser to add a little bit of extra personality to the vocal. So I've put some presets together today that I'll share in the description of the video. These are specifically put together for vocal processing for this context. So let's take a listen. This one's called Vox 1. So as you can see, we've got two modules on the go. We've got a granular processor and a flanger. Now, using the unique features of Dehumaniser 2, we're going to put a cool, unique spin on the vocal. So what I'm doing is I'm routing the input using the unique routing system on Dehumaniser 2, routing into the granular engine, and then routing the output from the granular engine to the output, but also to the flanger chorus here, just to sort of gel all the processing together. So let's take a listen, see what it sounds like, just with the vocal on its own.
Will I be the one you hold? He said he heard me singing at the Blue Rose some nights ago. Felt too shy to say hello.
So I just started to add in some of the stereo spread there just at the very end, just to gel the whole sound together. It's a really nice otherworldly type of sound that we're producing there really quickly, really easily. It's got that nice rich but dense granular sound, and just giving it a little bit of movement and chorus using the flanger chorus module. So let's move on to another preset to show something a little bit more advanced. So in this preset now I'm using a vocoder, and I'm also using the flanger chorus, but using them in a different way. So you can also simply drag and drop multiple instances of these modules down from the top bar with all the different effects you've got on offer. We'll see some of these other modules in action shortly. But in this preset, I have the vocoder here, and I'm using it on the pitch tracking mode. There's a couple of other modes here, which we'll look at later. I've got a different waveform on here, and I've got quite a long release. And also I'm tracking the pitch within a certain range. So just shaping up the vocal quite carefully. And then I'm taking the output from that vocoder and only putting it through the flanger chorus again to give a different type of effect. So let's take a listen. So using and adjusting the release from the vocoder and adjusting the dry wet, we're able to get this really strange, very alien sound, but still maintaining the original element, the original sound of the vocal, and we're able to adjust that and blend that in. So let's hear that in with the track. There's another spin that we can take on the vocal to get some different type of processing. It's like a really unusual type of effect that we can get using Dehumaniser 2. Okay, so let's take a look at another preset here. So this time we're using the input to route straight to the output. We're using a bit of the stereo spread to gel. And we're using the vocoder again in a different way. So this time we're actually using the gate. So there's a gate on actually every processing module that you can add. So this is just shaping up the response of the vocoder really carefully. So we're only triggering it at certain points. We're only hearing it at certain points in time. And then we've got that long release that we used in the previous preset as well. Let's see what this sounds like.
Will I be the one you hold? He said it hurt me singing at the Blue Rose some nights ago. I felt too shy to say hello.
So because we're using the gate, the vocoder processing is only occurring at certain phrases in the vocal, which gives this nice sort of tail across the phrasing, which is actually really nice. Also using the limiter here on the output, and a little bit of EQing, I think, just to boost up the mids there, just to gel the whole thing together. Bearing in mind, you've also got EQs and limiters on every module that you add into the entire routing matrix you've got here. So you've got incredible power with gates, processing, EQ and limiter at every stage, and then creative use of routing to get really, really varied sound. Okay, let's take a look at our last example, which is going to be the granular vocals. So here you see the routing is a little bit more complex. We've got 2 granular modules on the go. We're using those with different forms of processing. We're also using the gate here on this second one here, and we're pitching up by an octave. This one we're keeping the original pitch and we're making it quite nice and dense. And then we're using the delay pitch shift module as a kind of internal delay bus. So we're basically sending the output of these 2 granular modules into the delay pitch shift module, which has a really unique mode. So basically when the delay mode comes up and the feedback comes up, you'll find that every delay actually descends in pitch, which is really cool. I've then used the EQ to just shape that a little bit to get a gel into the overall sound. So let's take a listen to this one.
Will I be the one you hold? He said it hurt me singing at the Blue Rose some nights ago. I felt too shy to say hello. Will I be the one you hold?
So by using the different routings, we can create a really dynamic system all in one window really quickly and really easily. So the actual, the higher pitch vocal is being triggered with the gates. We're only hearing that on certain phrases. The main granular is being used to gel the whole sound together. And we've got this extra sort of delay bus that we're using. And then basically we've got these extra controls, the outputs to different modules, which basically used to send to this particular effect. We could add all sorts of other effects in here and use those as other sends and send those back into other modules and create these really complex routing systems really quickly and really easily. So it's a really, really powerful plugin for doing unusual vocal processing, extreme stuff for games and films, but also really useful approaches for music as well. So with these presets, you'll find those in the description with the video. To add them, all you need to do is click on the plugin when you're open, go to Manage, and then User Presets. If you just right-click and then Show in Finder or Explorer if you're on Windows, you'll get up a little window here. And then all you need to do is drag and drop your presets, the music presets, just into this location and restart the plugin, and they'll appear, and you'll be able to do exactly what I've done just in this video. Dehumaniser 2 can be used for all kinds of vocals, from pop to metal, hip-hop and experimental styles, as well as on instruments such as bass lines, pads, and drums for unique effects. It could even be used for live performance manipulations with your own band. Download a free 10-day demo and try it out on your own productions. Great, thanks for watching.